Hello, friends. Welcome to the Bible Hour. This is your host, Dr. John David Howe. Thank you for tuning in. This evening, we are doing another vintage Bible review. There are lots of folks out there that do Bible reviews as far as current Bibles that are being published and issued, but I like to, every once in a while, take an older vintage Bible that's no longer available and is rare or out of print and try to do a review on that type of Bible. And so that's what we're doing here this evening. What you see in front of you is a Cambridge Concord edition Bible. Now, the Cambridge Concord has been around since the 1920s, and the Cambridge Concord is not out of print. You can still get one from Cambridge. There is a regular sized Concord, there is a wide margin edition, and then there is a smaller personal size. And so the Concord is still readily available. What makes this Bible unique is that this Bible is interleaved. As we look at the spine, it says Holy Bible, Interleaved, and then it says Cambridge. And so interleaved Bibles are not very common. When you come across an interleaved Bible, usually it's what we call an aftermarket Bible. In other words, someone has taken that Bible and they have sent it off to a bookbindery, and a bookbindery has interleaved that Bible and recovered it. And so I've had that done with several Bibles. If you would like more information about that, leave me a comment below and I will provide some information for you. I recommend Norris Bookbinders in Greenwood, Mississippi. They've done like 3 or 4 Bibles for me, and they've done a wonderful job every time I've used them. And so leave me a comment below and I'll provide their information for you if you're interested. What's neat about this Bible is that Cambridge published this as an interleaved Bible. It was created as an interleaved Bible. And so while the Concord is still commercially available, you can't get one interleaved like this. Now, this Bible goes back to around 1960. And the reason why I know that is when you open this up, you look at this stamp that's on the inside. It says Pastor W.W. Hartman from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, November 22nd, 1960. And so this Bible is about 60 years old. And you can really tell when you look at the cover. This cover is well worn, and so this Bible is a Bible that's had plenty of use. And so when we look on the inside here, we can see even more wear and tear as far as the cover. Now it is leather lined. This says English hand-grained Morocco leather lined. And so I'm sure when this was brand new, it was probably just a beautiful, beautiful Bible. Now, as we look around the cover here, there is no perimeter stitching. There's virtually no yap. Most publishers would probably call this a semi-yap Bible, but there's not much of a yap on this at all. The ribbon markers on this are missing, but it looks like at one time it had 2 black ribbon markers. It has the traditional Cambridge red and gold headband, and then at the bottom we see a red and gold tailband. And so on the spine itself, again, it says Holy Bible, Interleaved, Cambridge. It does not have raised hubs, but you can see how there are hubs on the spine that are basically tooled into the leather. You may also notice that if you have a current Cambridge, you're probably accustomed to seeing the crest that Cambridge puts as the caretaker of the authorized version in the UK. This older edition Cambridge does not have that. Here is a modern contemporary Concord. This is the goatskin edition. And as you can see on the contemporary Concord, it does have that Cambridge crest. And once again, that indicates that Cambridge holds the royal crown rights to the authorized version in the UK. So as we open this up, we see that this Bible is edge-lined. We see several cardstock pages here at the beginning. This Bible does not have a presentation page or a family record. There's the title page, the Holy Bible containing the Old and New Testaments, translated out of the original tongues and with the former translations diligently compared and revised by His Majesty's special command. And then at the bottom, Cambridge at the University Press, and then it says Concord there in that bottom left-hand corner. Now, as we turn the page to the back of the title page, we can see the address for the Syndicate of Cambridge University Press. And then this was printed in Great Britain at the University Press, Cambridge. Then we have our first blank page as far as the interleaf. We have the Epistle Dedicatory. As we've stated in other videos, this was written by Dr. Miles Smith, one of the King James translators and a final editor. Then we have another blank page. Then we have the books of the Bible, another blank page, a table of signs that are used in the book, another blank page, and then we get into the Bible text itself as far as Genesis chapter 1. Now, one of the nice things about the Concord font is it's a very readable, legible text. It's bold, it's black. Even though it's an 8-point font, this is a very readable text. Now, you'll notice that there are no markings in the text itself as far as center column references. There are center column references, but they are not indicated by a letter in the text. They are indicated by a numeral in the center column. So, for example, in verse 4, it says, "And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness." You come over here to the center column and you look at the numeral 4, and that shows you the note for verse number 4. And so the Concord text is well renowned as far as being a clean, non-cluttered text in comparison with other text types that do use letters for center column references. And so that does make the Concord a little bit unique. So you turn the page here, and there's another blank page. And so every other page is blank in this Bible. And the purpose of that is for you to be able to write your sermon outlines, your Sunday school notes, as well as other devotional thoughts and so forth. And as you go through here, you'll see that every once in a while, you'll get the back-to-back blank pages. And this is printed on very exquisite India paper. I love the old school India paper that Oxford and Cambridge used to use. It's very linen-like. It's just simply the best Bible paper I've ever seen. And I wish that Cambridge and Allen and some of the other publishers still use that paper today. It's very good to write on and so forth. Now, as I've gone through this Bible, there are not a lot of notes in this Bible. And so although it was well used and well worn as far as being read, you won't find a lot of notes and sermon outlines. There is an example of one, however, that Pastor Hartman evidently had written years ago. And this is based on the text of Genesis chapter 28, verse 6 to 13. And as you can see, he used like a blue ballpoint pen. And you can see that over time, that's kind of bled through the paper just a little bit. Of course, if I were going to take notes in this Bible, I would use one of the micro Pigma pens that are waterproof and fade-proof and bleed-proof. And so never, never, never use a ballpoint or felt-tip pen in your Bible, because it will definitely damage the paper and bleed through. And if it gets wet, you've got a whole different situation. And so, but there's an example of a sermon outline that he wrote. And so once again, you just turn through here and you see all these different blank pages and so forth. And so just a true note-taker's dream. I wish that Cambridge still made this. Like I said, they do make the Concord Bible. As I said a few moments ago, this is the Concord Bible right here. We're on page 346. And so let's turn to 346 in this Bible as well. There we go. And so you can see that these two Bibles are comparable as far as size. The pagination is the same. And so we've got 2 Samuel chapter 7 there, and we've got 2 Samuel chapter 7 there. This one ends with verse 22, and this one ends with verse 22. And so the contemporary or modern Concord is identical as far as the layout, the format, the pagination, as far as the old Concord. And so you can also tell when you look at the two side by side, you can see how much wider the paper is on this side. And I said whiter, not wider. My West Virginia accent gets in the way sometimes. Sorry about that. And so this looks very white, whereas this looks very yellow and faded. And that's just due to age. And that's the difference between a Bible that's 1 year old, and maybe not even that old, and another Bible which is about 60 years old. But nevertheless, the Concord is still the same after all these years. Now, you might ask, could you take a contemporary Concord and interleaf it like this one? And I would say that it would be very hard to do that, only because when you look at the modern Concord, there's not much of a gutter on the inside right here, not much of a margin on the gutter. And so you've got to have sufficient margin space on the inside columns here to allow for the extra pages that you're going to insert. And so I think it would be very challenging to try to interleaf this Bible. And so that's what makes this one so unique, is the fact that it was designed in such a way as to be interleaved and still give you plenty of space as far as your inside gutter. Now, this is a black letter edition. When you come over to the New Testament, like there we are in the Gospel of Luke, and as you can see, this is all black letter. And that's a contrast with the modern Concord, which at least in this edition is a red letter edition. And so you can see the red letters here in the Gospel of John. And so this was strictly a black letter edition. And so just a very interesting Bible. Like I said, I wish Cambridge would still make it like this. I know that I'd buy one in a heartbeat. Of course, you guys know me. It doesn't take much for me to want to buy a Bible anyway. And so when you come to the back here, there's not a concordance. There's basically a glossary of terms and so forth, as far as various words that have changed in meaning since 1611. And so there is no concordance in the current Concord. There's a Bible dictionary and a concordance. And so that's something that's a little bit different. Harmony of the Gospels and so forth. And then in this Bible, there's also no maps. And so most Cambridge Bibles have maps, but this one was not made with any maps. And then, so that's the back right there. And so just a very, very unique Bible. I found this on eBay. I think I paid $40 for it. And so it's amazing the gems that you can find on eBay sometimes. As far as the Concord's concerned, there is a wide margin Concord that you can get also. And it looks like this. This is the goat skin edition. And so as you can see, the wide margins give you plenty of room for notes as well. And so some folks might prefer, a wide margin where you can put notes in the side just like that. And then other folks would prefer the interleaf where you have the blank page across from the text. So this one doesn't have much of a margin, but it does have the blank page. This one doesn't have the blank page, but it does have the margin. Now I've got another Concord. And this one is fully interleaved. And this is a beast. Look at the comparison in size. And so this is one that I had recovered at Norris Bookbinding because the cover was starting to fall apart after years of use. I've had this Bible for about 20 years. But this one, it is interleaved with lined note paper. And then it's also got the wide margin. And so this is probably like the king of interleaves right here. And so because you've got the combination of the wide margins as well as the lined paper. And so as you can see, just a tremendous amount of room for notes and so forth. And this Bible was given to me as a gift back in 1998. And so just a tremendous copy of the Scriptures. And so that's an example of a wide margin that's fully interleaved. Now, obviously, this is very heavy. It's very large, and this is not something that you would want to carry around. And so it's going to be great for, personal devotional use at home. But as far as using this out in public and taking it places, you can, and I do. But nevertheless, it is big and bulky. And that's in contrast with this one, which basically is the same size as a regular Concord. The only thing different is that it's interleaved. And so there you go. That is the Cambridge Concord Interleaf from 1960. I'm going to post this video on the Cambridge Appreciation Group on Facebook with the hopes that someone from Cambridge might actually watch this video and see what a wonderful product that they had back in 1960. And who knows, maybe they might get motivated to reissue this again. Because I promise, if they do, I will be first in line to buy one. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your viewership. And so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll do my best to try to get with you and answer those, especially if you'd like some information on Norse bookbinding. Thank you very much for watching the Bible Hour. I really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, may the Lord bless you and keep you and cause his face to shine upon you, my dearly beloved. Amen.